Do it. Hi, guys. Good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of the SEO Melbourne podcast. I'm here today with Kylie Noble, the director of Eastcoast Sailing. Kylie has been a client of ours for the last three and a half years now. And, we've helped them with their SEO and their website strategies for the last 3 years. Hi, Kylie. How are you doing today?
Well, thanks, Girish. Great to be out on the water again.
Yes, it feels good, especially after the year that we've had. It feels good to be out and about in the water. So Kylie, tell us a bit about, Eastcoast Sailing. Tell us a bit about the story behind, how or when did you guys buy the business? How long have you guys been running this business for? And, about the industry in general.
Sure. So we purchased the business 12 years ago.
Yep.
And we bought it very small, and it's grown considerably, which is wonderful. And hats off to SEO Melbourne, who've been part of that journey.
Thank you.
We have grown in a nice, substantial way, and so has the charter boat industry overall. So whilst we've grown as a business, the demand for boats on Sydney Harbour and up in Pittwater have increased incredibly.
Yep.
As a result, there's a lot more boats out on the harbour. There's a lot more boats in charter compared to when I first started, especially the catamaran variety.
Yep. Okay, that's nice. And tell us a bit about, you've got so many different there's so many different types of boats that are out there. You've got, the fancy super yachts, you've got the catamarans, you've got the regular boats. Like, what kind of boats do you guys have, and what kind of boats do you guys have out for charter? And what are some of the most popular boats that actually do get chartered?
Sure. So basically we have about 300 boats on our books.
Okay.
And our website will show you that. We try to keep the website as clean as possible, and as another one of your roles is to try and make it improve the navigation, because we do have so many boats on our books.
Yep.
We offer everything. So from two people who want to have a romantic interlude on a vessel, up to, we can do 500 on a boat for a function. Largely, though, our core market would be groups of about 20 to 50. Vessels that are the most popular for us are the catamarans, like the one that we're on today, that I'm on today.
Yeah.
And that's a big trend in the market for Sydney, and Pittwater is the catamarans are a big seller. But we do have a lot of other vessels. We've got yachts, so if you want to do the sailing experience and get the sails up, or if you wanted to get a nice motor vessel, so a sleek sort of white boat, super yacht, we've got it all basically.
Okay, sure. And like, say a super yacht, how many people could that handle? Would that be more, do a lot more corporate sort of rent that out from you guys? How does that work? Like, is it in terms of corporate events, have you had a lot of corporate events in the past where they've spent a lot of money on jumping onto the boat and branding it with their with their logos, and trying to, I guess, get their name out there as much as they can on the Sydney Harbour? Has that happened?
Sure. With the high-end super yachts, are commonly used by corporates to launch their products. So, we've got watch companies, the high-end watch companies that will hire a lovely, beautiful vessel like super yacht that can take 80 to 90 people. They'll use branding and use all their paraphernalia on the vessel and create a really great event and invite their clients and their VIPs on board to wine and dine them.
Yeah, no, that's sounds really, really good. Just wanted to find out a bit more, about 2020, because I'm sure last year would have been one of the most challenging years for you guys in terms of, in terms of the whole COVID situation. And so tell us, as a business, what were some of the biggest challenges that you guys faced last year?
Yeah, right. So we had two major shutdowns. Obviously, the initial one, which came in March of 2020, and that was a rude shock. We had basic shutdown, so all the charters that we had booked in could not run, and we all went into, okay, this is a new phenomena, unprecedented. No one knew how it was going to pan out, and it was challenging indeed, but everybody was in the same excuse
boat.
the pun boat, because clients and us, you know, we had to talk to each other reasonably and fairly and understand that this was a unique situation, and how were we going to handle it. So for the most part, I'm happy to say that our clients understood the situation and were happy to reschedule.
Yep.
However, you know, there were a few challenging clients who wanted their money back and couldn't sort of show empathy enough to realize that we were a small business trying to survive, and if we were to just give all of the money back that we'd taken, then we might as well shut our doors and we'd be out of business. So luckily we got through that quite well, and then of course came December when we had the Avalon cluster. So that was another. By that time we were pretty jaded, and so personally I found that much more challenging, also because it was December, which is our peak time, and we had boats out every single day, so I really found that the most challenging period. Again, we had to deal with the same situation, but we did have more people who were pushing for refunds and pushing to say, I want to use my money somewhere else, you can't hold the money, and it was very difficult because I understood that, and you know, we understood the situation, but we also were still in that same situation. If we gave all the money back, we'd be shutting our doors, and we had to sort of stick firm on our terms and conditions, which do say we offer reschedules but not refunds.
Completely understandable. And just to get a bit of an idea, like, you know, we've been touching upon seasonality factor of your business. Tell us a bit about, you know, the peak times. When does it start getting really busy? When does it start getting really quiet with your business?
Sure. So we are definitely a very seasonal business. So it goes from the highs to the lows. Which is good. I mean, I've having this business for 12 years and having a family of my own. I actually like that in the sense that I like the downtime. I like to have a bit of time to take stock and refresh, and then we get our new season up and running. We have a lot of time to invest in creating and being ready for the next season. But yeah, the busy time goes from basically September. It starts to build up. Then October's pretty crazy because you've got a lot of people booking as well as boats going out. And then the crescendo, of course, is December or November, and then December's just crazy. And we always, you know, in the office, we're always understanding that we're holding on for dear life just until New Year's Eve is over, basically. When New Year's Eve is over and all those boats, all the clients are off the boat safely and the boats are back in their pens that's asleep, that for me has been the time where I can go and
January gets pretty busy again, right, for you guys, because again it's quite hot, warm in Sydney, and a lot of people are still booking because they are still.
What I guess what happens is a lot of the December bookings are fully catered. The boats are out every single day because they're bigger Christmas parties. So it's just more involved with food and drinks. Whereas when you get to the beginning of January, it's more families going out, people on holidays. They do sort of more BYO food and drinks, which is less work on our part. But yeah, absolutely. The boats still book out during that holiday season, and then every weekend we go gangbusters still up until well, actually this season's been really great. It's extended. You know, we've had daylight savings has hit, and normally that's a sign when we go into shutdown. But at the moment, look at this. I mean, we've got beautiful sunshine. People are still like not traveling overseas. They are able. They want to do things, they want to have fun, so they're still getting out on boats, which has worked really, really in our favor. And I'm grateful for that.
No, that's great to hear. Obviously, you know, with the whole travel ban, a lot of people would be looking at, you know, spending money in Sydney, which would be great for you guys.
Yes.
So, you know, let's talk a bit about, you know, some of the I guess the online challenges that we faced, and, you know, how we've helped you through the SEO transition. Just wanted to know, you know, since we've been working with you since the end of, I think, 2017, which has been pretty, you know, we've been working with you for about 3 seasons now. Do you feel that you guys have like grown a bit in terms of like the number of inquiries that you've had over the past, you know, over the past 3 years? What's your overall, you know, stance? Do you think you have picked up a lot more? You are getting a lot more business online?
Yes, yeah, definitely. With you guys coming on board, it's really forced us to take on that next level of professionalism. I guess when I first had the business, it was smaller, and I was learning, and with the growth of online and the online booking system, you know, you're competing with Airbnb and booking.com. I mean, that's like a accommodation, but it's a similar, this whole online platform. People are wanting to see it straight away, have all their information straight away, and then be ready to make a booking. So that's been something that you guys have really helped with, and improving the website so that it is more, you know, easy to navigate, more user friendly, so that by the time that the client comes to us, they should have all the information they know, and it's a fairly straightforward process of booking with us.
Yeah, no, sure. You know, that's something that, you know, we want users to be able to actually interact and get all the information that they can before making a decision. And I think we've recently added, I think last season, we added a filter on your boat, which then, you know, makes it a lot more easier for users to actually navigate through price points. So,
and that was the thing that you guys did. Like, you know, these are things that I wanted to have happen, but I had no idea how to make them happen. So I just ring Girish up and say, okay, this is what I really want to have happen, and then you take it away and you talk to your developers, and then you come back and say, okay, we found a way. So absolutely, that's been a big benefit to us.
I think I was in chats with Glenn. This was, I think, towards the at some point towards the end of last year, where he said that you guys had started self-drive boats recently. So tell us, you know, a bit about that. Like, what is the requirement for someone to actually just take the boat out on them by themselves?
So we always have had, you call them self-drive, but really in our industry with boats, it's sort of called bareboat hire. Bareboat hire is where, basically it's a self-drive. And that's been something that's the demand has grown for that. Even before COVID, but then especially since COVID. So we have, and because the market in Sydney is fairly full of charter boats. So Sydney Harbour is full of charter boats that are skippered charters. Whereas up in Pittwater, there's a lovely, wonderful space up there, loads of gorgeous, tranquil bays and beaches and private spaces that you can take a boat, just you and your family or you and your lover, and take it out for 3, 4, 5, 7 days, and just have a whole different experience to what we offer on Sydney Harbour by way of skippered charters. So definitely a growth industry for us, and something we're trying to build on.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like, in terms of licenses, if someone had to, like, say, skip a boat without a crew member on board, like, what kind of licenses do they require? Would they require a proper full-on boat license? What's the terminology that's used there, I guess?
So people generally who come to hire a boat for bareboat hire would have some experience, or they have to have had some experience. And when they come to us, we don't get anybody that doesn't know what they're doing generally. Because the boats that we have are not little runabout putt-putt boats. They are proper yachts and catamarans that are liveaboard. So you need to know what you're doing. Now, we always send out a skipper history check, which they have to complete, showing their experience. And we also offer courses. So we offer sailing courses, like prepare to charter a vessel and run them through it. And I mean, they're very well supported up in Pittwater in terms of, we have emergency contacts. It's very clear where they can go. It's a very safe terrain because it's not so hectic. So it doesn't mean you have to have high levels of experience, and it is quite manageable and possible to get there fairly quickly if you really wanted to do it. So don't take it off your bucket list just because you haven't been on boats before. We can certainly help make all of that happen.
Help that process. Okay, that's good to know. So if guys, in any case, if anyone wants to learn how to charter a boat, or Eastcoast Sailing has got that.
We've got sailing school opportunities as well. Yes.
That's great. And so tell us a bit about, you know, what does the future hold for ECS? Are you guys looking to start, you know, in any other cities, like potentially Newcastle's pretty close by, and I hear that they've got a good beach. What is
settle down, Gary? Settle down. I think I have bitten off enough at the moment.
Yeah.
And as I said, I've got a family and personal life, and just trying to manage all of that. I could definitely grow this business more if I really wanted to. I'm happy where we're at the moment. Happy to grow the areas that we know well, areas that are streamlined. As for new ventures, that I'm probably quite happy at the moment where I'm at.
That's good. That's good to hear. So you're looking to grow within your local markets and gain more market share, I guess, in Sydney. And
definitely more market share in Sydney. It's a very competitive market. So, and there's no reason why East Coast Sailing can't be the go-to for anybody wanting to hire a vessel in Sydney Harbour. We've got a lot of experience. We've been in the game for 12 years. You get customer service from the likes of myself and my fabulous event manager Lucy, and then we hire others sort of during the busier time. But essentially, it's the two of us, and we know our stuff. We really do. So, and then up in Pittwater, that's a growing market, and we can make anything happen for you pretty much up there. We'd like a few more nice boats up there to be able to, because the demand has sort of grown, and we're looking at ways to grow that area.
Okay, and just for my just to get an idea, in terms of the number of boats that are out in Pittwater versus the number of boats that are out in Sydney, what are we looking like? Is it a
massive difference? I mean, Pittwater has a lot of people who own their own boats and yachts, so that's mostly what you will see up there, are people who own their own boats. But the charter market in Pittwater, like I would say, it's a tenth.
It's a tenth of Sydney's. Okay, sure. Perfect. So thanks for coming. Thanks for taking the time out today and having this conversation with us. And in case anyone wants to hire a boat, I'm going to send you guys a link on this video, and feel free to get in, log in, jump on Eastcoast Sailing, and send your inquiry, and Kylie and Lucy will meet you.
Absolutely. We'd love to look after you. Sydney Harbour is an absolutely magical place to be. Pittwater is a magical place to be. You just smell the natural ocean air, and it takes you away from the harsh realities of everyday living.
For sure. All right.
Thanks, Girish. Take care. Bye.